Make this make sense.
Is this not weird to y'all?
I gotta be careful the way I say this.
I think they're moving something.
Okay.
Right over our head. We can't see anything.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there's having a good day, y'all. We got a good one coming up today, a good hour banger for you guys on this beautiful Tuesday. We got New Year's Eve's getting canceled. We got some Epstein stuff. We got some Eric Kirk stuff. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can be here for an hour extra telling you what's going on in this world just today. Let's get into it, y'all. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. Really helps the channel grow, y'all. Beyond means you can imagine. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump Jr. didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird? Okay, are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just know there won't be any girl characters in the next Cars movie. Are we still rolling? This is wild. The why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird. Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know how else changed their name? Sean Combs. Just saying. Let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love CNN.
I'm sorry, but how the is this on the actual White House Facebook page? Like, remember when we were growing up in elementary school and learning about history and learning about like the 1920s and 30s and 40s and all the propaganda, and they would show you all the propaganda that they would make and it was awful? That's what this is, and it's 2025.
You know, it's so crazy how they have so many people brainwashed, you know, about, you know, things like that. Like people that want lower health care that are like right-leaning people, everyday people will be like, well, it's this way because the illegals have it. Or the other people will say, well, it's this way because so-and-so, what they're being told to say, right? What they're being told to say by this propaganda, like she said.
Right in front of us. A screen recording of him doing this, so I had to look it up for myself. You go to the episode where SpongeBob gets his driver's license, right? And you look at the address, 124 Conch Street, Bikini Bottom. We all know he lives there. So then you go to Google Earth, and I'm gonna delete this, and you look up the address, 124 Conch Street.
It's crazy.
Bikini Bottom, and it takes you to Little St. James. If you know anything about anything, this is Epstein's Island. That is absolutely wild that they put that shit in front of us.
That's crazy.
For all those years. Just crazy.
Every country right now is having protests against corrupt governments. Look at this. Jesus. It's like a global contagion. A lot of people are just getting tired of this except the USA. The USA is designed in a way that everybody blames the other side rather than realizing that it's basically both sides.
That's what I just said, right? It's the propaganda. The one country that should be protesting is America, right? We're getting so screwed over, and nothing good is coming from how good we're getting screwed over. All these taxes, we pay taxes on our taxes on our taxes. On $1 that leaves this house, we pay taxes when we make it. We pay taxes when it leaves. You know, because they get us both. We pay taxes on that $1 twice, and nothing good's come from it. Like, we're the ones that need to be protesting, but like he said, they're very good at making us blame each other's side for the crap that's going on. One day, will we wake up? I don't know. I feel like we're getting close to it, especially people on the right that were so like Trump's going to come and save us. You know, I was one of them. He's going to bring prices down. We're going to be, the interest rate's going to be down. We're going to be thriving, right? Like we were pre-pandemic. But a lot of his supporters are leaving, y'all. I don't know. Are they going to jump back on ship when J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk, you know, come into the White House? Because that'll probably do it. You know what I mean? But they're good at keeping us divided, y'all. That's how they, you know, they win, divide and conquer, the art of war.
Penny is leaving. What does that tell you? You don't know?
Nichols
That's
next.
exactly the problem. They say it's about the cost of metals, inflation, efficiency. But listen close. This is how systems change without resistance. They don't rip cash away overnight.
Yeah.
They remove it slowly. Coin by coin, bill by bill. The penny is small, so people don't care.
Yeah.
But once you accept that disappearing, the rest is easy. This ain't random. It's conditioning. And while this shift is happening, most people are still focused on one thing: working harder for paper money that loses value every fucking year. The penny isn't the end. It's the signal. And most people just missed it.
I mean, you walk by a penny on the floor, you don't pick it up. Sometimes, 1 out of 5 times you see a penny on the floor, you'll pick it up. You see a nickel on the floor, a dime on the floor, you pick it up,
This wasn't a castle. This wasn't a castle.
Make it make sense. I like this guy.
A castle. Come on, man. Yo, you guys are out your mind. Look at those arches. This was a castle. Look at this over here. How is this not a castle? Sorry, they're putting chairs out for church or something. An AA meeting? I don't even know. Look at this thing. Look at that Masonic temple looking thing. Look at these arches. Make it make sense, St. John's Divine. Sound off in the comments. Is this normal? Am I wrong? Come on, man. Hey, look at that organ. $12 years to build. 12 years to build. Double organs. What are those, lions?
It's always lions on.
The church? Who's this guy? He was an apostle. What is this about? Huh? 1892. I don't know. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This place is wild. 1870, 1958. Story checks out. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, St. John's the Divine.
Oh, we just got our Christmas bonus, for our company party, and I just want to show you guys how great it is. They gave us a one free drink, small drink at McDonald's.
The nerve.
I've been working hard, and I love the appreciation.
Stitch this with what you got as a Christmas bonus. I'll go first.
$10.
There's also a card that says, Thank
you
for your hard work. Happy holidays, smiley face.
$10? Why even give them that?
Okay, your turn.
I just found out that in 1962, our own United States government planned to bomb the states within America, kill a bunch of civilians, and perform terrorism attacks on our own military. Why wasn't I told about that?
I did not see this coming.
Why are there so many wars in 2025? Well, do you want my real answer or do you want my diplomatic answer? My real answer is the U.S. has a defense budget that is bigger than the next 8 largest countries combined. After 9/11, the U.S. entered into something like a permanent wartime economy, where if we didn't have a war to fight and to finance, we would actually go into recession. Now, we see ourselves as the world's peacekeepers. In many cases, we're not. We tend to be places where we're not wanted or welcome, and we end up forgetting to leave. There's an old joke inside the CIA about Iran. Like, why would Iran put its country right in the middle of all of our military bases? There you have it. Why are there so many wars? It's because the U.S. has an activist foreign policy, and sometimes we make friends on the wrong side of issues.
I just love Popeyes. It's supposed to be a chicken sandwich.
That's a cancer cell.
But when I open the bag,
it's like
the chicken ain't look right. Because look how that motherfucker looks. So some said, cut that shit. That's too crazy. Then I cut the shit.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Y'all see that, right? Popeye's chicken.
Man, I love some Popeyes.
I need y'all to listen up real quick because cities all around the world, a lot of them, are quietly pulling back their New Year's Eve celebrations. And people keep asking the same question. Why now? Why all of a sudden? You got Paris pulling back major events. You got Tokyo pulling back major events. You got the USA pulling back major events, especially New York. I'm hearing this about to be deep stipulations. A lot of things that's in effect. So if you was in New York last year for New Year's Eve, you're going to see a major difference this time around. And so what reports are saying is y'all know the 4 people that got caught in California that they said was doing a terror plot on New Year's Eve? So apparently it wasn't just supposed to happen in California. I'm hearing they had different locations that was supposed to get hooked up. One being New York. So now the moderate threat level is very high. And it's not just in America, y'all. Like I said, it's globally. We've seen the events that happened in Pondy Beach. Now, given what I just said, this doesn't mean something's going to happen. I'm just letting you know that there's a high level and they're treating it as such. So if you're out and about in a big location, a big event somewhere for New Year's Eve, just pay attention to your surroundings. Because when you got places making major headlines like this, it just make you want to pay attention. That's all I'm telling y'all to do is pay attention, fool. You never know. Something can happen anytime, any place, anywhere, any second.
That's scary.
Have you seen that TikTok account that went viral just a few days after it was created? There aren't even that many videos on it, but every single one has racked up millions of views. The reason is that these videos are supposedly filmed by a guy who actually lives in North Korea. You probably know that in North Korea, most people don't even have a cell phone, let alone access to the internet, and definitely not to TikTok. Basically, the only people who are allowed to show the country and go online freely from a smartphone are government officials or tourists. And even tourists are taking a huge risk when they do it. But this guy doesn't look like a tourist or someone from the government at all, because judging by what we see in the videos, he lives pretty poorly. On top of that, his phone is clearly far from the latest model. The video quality is honestly pretty bad. In his videos, he shows the apartment he lives in, the food he eats, and he often films his TV where North Korean news is playing. And it even seems like he's hinting that North Korea might be getting ready for some kind of conflict.
This is our conflict every day in America.
Okay, pull the string.
Okay.
Let it go slow. All right, now do it regular. All right, I'll do it again, but a little slower.
One thing that they taught us in homicide, and it turned out to be true, I'll never forget, I was in homicide school, and it seemed unbelievable, but then I started to see it all the time. And they always say, hey, anytime you're at a scene, if behind that white tape, there's a group of people watching, it's always take a picture of them. Because they say
same thing.
It is a high probability that the person that committed that murder is standing in that crowd watching. They're watching you work. They're watching you see what you got or whatever like that. And sure enough, one of the very first homicides that I worked, my first day of homicide, that was the case. The murderer was actually there across the yellow line and asking questions. Do they know anything? What happened or whatever? Because he's trying to figure out, do we know it's him?
I keep telling y'all, these big companies are working overtime to bring every type of evil spirit there is into your home. So it's a game on this app that finds demons in Call of Duty. You heard what I just said? It's a game on this app that finds demons in places in Call of Duties that they shouldn't be. He'll be in a specific place in the game. He'll take a screenshot, zoom in on that screenshot, And what you will see is a demon. Mind you, it's a lot of people who notice these things. But why do you think they put those things in these games? If you know about the paranormal world and you know about spiritual beings, you know that those demons in that game have access to your home once they're in your home. Mind you, I jumped down the rabbit hole. And if you hit that search bar, you'll see more demonic practices in COD. You'll see more demonic practices in other video games. I saw a video where it was saying that Call of Duty had more demonic items in their store. Something called Evil Eye. Then took it even further and they had something called a death mission. But look at the characters that they have on this death mission. Now you gotta ask yourself, why do they wanna harvest your children's energy? I'm not gonna be the one to tell you. All you need to do is understand what type of energy your children have. Pay attention.
Why doesn't the NBA let you take the basketball home? Why is that? This is what people are saying, guys. I wouldn't know. But when you think about it, nobody that goes to an NBA game, no matter how much you pay for the ticket, you can't take the basketball home. Shh, sir! But in baseball, you can take the baseball home, right? People are saying those things that you put on your fridge and it sticks. That could possibly be in the basketball. This is what they're saying. I don't believe that. Why do you think Steph Curry can make shots from the other side of the court, half court, like nothing? You've seen the videos. Shut up! Because they said that those things that you put on your fridge to hold stuff up could possibly be in the basketball. What you thought, because you paid all that money for playoff tickets, you could take the basketball home? Absolutely not. Something to think about, guys. But if you want a basketball, you can just go to your nearest store and buy one. It don't cost that much. Why do you need an NBA basketball anyways? This is what people are asking. And I'm asking you, why can't you take a basketball home from the NBA game? Right? All that money they make, why can't you take a basketball home? You're a fan, right? Why you can't take it? Because those basketballs are for basketball players in the NBA. That's why, guys. And this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just asking a question that doesn't even matter. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this. I'm out.
It's funny that you can take baseball's home, but you can't take footballs or basketballs. Basketball, they score, combined 200 points. Football, most games, there's some baseball scores in football, but usually, 40, 50 points. Baseball is only 3 or 4 points. And the ones that have the things you can't take got 100 times more points. You know what I mean? So, interesting.
I think they're moving something.
Okay.
Right over our head. We can't see anything. We don't get fog inland like where we live. Occasionally, maybe once a year. The last week, it's like I live in I don't know what Maine is like, but I imagine Maine is foggy. And I then, in the group chat Discord, people were talking about San Jose and Central Valley. So then I Google it. The whole fucking state has deep, deep fog.
So you think there's a conspiracy on why fog is coming before Christmas?
Yeah, I think they're moving something.
Moving what, though? Aliens?
Maybe. UFOs?
Okay.
You cannot see anything.
No, you can't. It's a good kind of way to distract the population.
I just don't believe. What is this fog? This is bullshit.
So, I mean, I'm not the weatherman. You can't even see the stoplight.
What an incredible way to do anything you want. And it may not even be over our head. It could be in the street. Like all of a sudden, if 50 tanks just move through the street, we won't even know.
If you have those 5 buildings, excuse me, the power requirement for those 5 buildings are gonna be, bigger than a quarter of power in the whole state of Illinois.
To ask you to sit down.
The developer did not honor their end. And I have all the contracts, emails, and texts to prove it. This letter, in my opinion, was a threat of what will come if we did not sell our properties.
This development has directly impacted my son's life. His bus stop and the park where we used to play and walk to, it's gone. His friends have moved away, leaving him feeling alone.
Now you bought houses on Foster Avenue. Are you coming across the street next?
Wooddale, Illinois. Around 70 families were ordered to vacate their homes, while another 8 families were forced to stay behind to endure what happens when a neighborhood goes abandoned.
They dropped grenades 100 feet from my house.
But this didn't happen recently. It was almost 6 years in the making, and it was a sign that the world we grew up in would never be the same again. Something monstrous was coming. And once let loose, there was no way to stop it.
Jonathan and I talk a lot about what we think is it's not even a conspiracy, what we think is an overt, plan by the government to make us sick and then sell us pills to make us better. Can you talk a little bit? Our favorite example is the ultra processed food study that came out. And like, lo and behold, what Europe has known for decades, America was finally like, hey, it seems like something weird's going on with ultra processed food and your health. And then very quickly after that, the government was like, that study was incorrect. They did the analysis wrong. The algorithm was incorrect. And ultra processed food is really good for you. That's like cuckoo pants crazy to me and Jonathan. Is there anything you can speak to about sort of the food complex that is this country? And like, we're like, Food Inc. people, we're like, those kinds of hippies. So anything you say is safe here, but I'd love to know your take on sort of what's going on with the industrial food, complex in this country.
This didn't really come to my awareness until after I left CIA, because you can imagine when you're at CIA, you live in a vacuum, and you don't realize how many resources are at your disposal when you're at CIA. So working at CIA also means you're working with Navy SEALs, you're working with Army Delta operators, MARSOC, you're working with all the most elite services out there. To your exact point, Em, our institution does not feed elite operators processed food. They don't. And they train us to find whole food sources. They train us to sustain ourselves in the field on whole food sources. And they constantly build us back without prescription drugs as much as possible. And when they turn to using prescription solutions for elite operators, that's when they take those operators off the line. So they understand.
Wait, this is mind-blowing.
At an institutional level, they understand that optimized effort comes with whole food and non-pharmaceutical solutions. And they give us all the resources, the tools, the training, the methodologies, the staff, the support that we need to optimize ourselves, because they need us to be optimized. And when the day comes that we can no longer be optimized without some sort of processed or pharmaceutical solution, that's when they replace us with somebody else. And that's that. When I was in the middle of it, I just felt like I was king of the world. I was getting all this great meat sources and great vegetables and great fruits. And, I was getting hours dedicated in my day for meditation and mindfulness. I was like, this is easy living. It wasn't until I left that I was like, oh, I see what was happening here. I see why you paid somebody.
So my house is haunted, and I've been wanting to get on here and talk about it, but I am so scared, y'all. It's terrifying. But today I was at the laundromat, and I ran into this elderly woman who was having a hard time getting around, so I offered to carry her stuff in for her. My daughter and I grabbed it, and I told her I'd be back. I had to run to the store, and when I came back to get the rest of my clothes, if she needed anything, I would help her. So I get back, I fold my laundry, I'm getting ready to go, and I introduce myself to her and say hello and ask her if she needs anything else. And she goes, do you live in the area? And I was like, yeah, I live in so-and-so, which is about 10 minutes from there because I live in the country, so not everything's walking distance. And she goes, oh, I used to live there in the haunted mansion. Now, my house is very, very specific. If you said that and you were talking about this area, everybody would know which house it is. My house is the only one on the block that looks like this. And I want to talk about it so bad, but it gets mad when I talk about it. And I live right off the Appalachian Mountain. Like, the Appalachian Mountain is my backyard. I'm so, like, I want to share, and I think I'm going to now, because this is just so cool. This is crazy. That elderly woman told me she lived here twice. She rented from here twice.
In the house?
And in 1976 was the first time she rented from here, and it was haunted then. I think I'm going to start telling my story, because the fact that I even ran into her just tells me that the universe will always cross us where it's needed, for sure.
They did it with RAM. They're going to do it with electricity. They're going to do it with water. They're going to do it with all the things that come with AI. They're going to start siphoning all the resources and all the things that go into AI. Start charging us the same price. Everything's going to start getting funneled into these oligopolies because the same 3 people own all 5 million companies in the US. You guys better start getting your own stuff together. Stop relying on the power company. Stop relying on the grocery store. Stop relying on everything.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it strange that most big jackpot winners, when playing the Mega Millions and Powerball lottery, are in California? Let's use, for example, this weekend's $1.2 billion Mega Millions jackpot winner. He's from California. Now, if you do your research, it'll show you that most of the biggest jackpot winners, they win in California. So now I go down the rabbit hole. And when you go down that rabbit hole, you see California has the highest individual tax burden in the United States. And what does that mean? It basically means that whoever got that $1 billion jackpot winning, California is going to take a big piece of that. And now
it means if you're in a low income stake or tax or individual tax place, don't play the lottery because you ain't gonna win.
You say to yourself, is it rigged? And honestly, when you see a person win this jackpot, you never see this person. Now I know a lot of people is going to say, well, if I won, you wouldn't see me either.
That's what they tell you.
And you're right. If I won, you wouldn't see me either. But what's going on? And don't get it confused. There were other people that won along with him, but there was only one jackpot winner. And that jackpot winner with the biggest piece of that money comes from California. So California is eating too. We definitely need to know what's going on with this because it seems kind of crazy.
Like I said before, you'll see the 100 million winner, the 5 million winner, you'll see those people you'll see on TV. You'll never see the $10 billion winner. Never. Now, I don't care if I won 500,000 or I won 10 million. I'm not showing myself. It's none of your business who, stay out of my pocket, right? But you'll never see that $10 billion winner. And they feed you that, they've been telling us, if you win, you don't got to tell nobody because if you do, your family's going to go crazy. And, so just don't tell nobody, right? Well, they feed us that. They give us that option because that $10 billion winner, nobody win that. Don't nobody win that.
How you doing, Miss Sharon?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Uh-oh, they're coming for you, Sharon! They don't want me. They want Reggie. What's up?
Get this nosy neighbor.
No, we're here for you, ma'am. Definitely here for you.
Whoa, why?
Look at the neighbor.
We're waiting on
Rosie.
the detective to get here, but we have, with all the information that we do have, you have a warrant for your arrest.
They're teasing. They have to be.
Ma'am, we're not.
Oh,
You can back up. You can
I'm
go home.
so sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, go ahead and go home. Thank you.
I don't understand.
Yes, ma'am. So.
You're Sharon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you in handcuffs, okay?
Can I take my dog in and get my husband?
We'll get the dog.
I'll go ahead and get your husband, and we'll get your dog taken care of.
You want me to hold the leash for now? I don't want to. She's I don't think
Believe she kidnapped
Well,
like
you don't
30
have to
years
do
ago.
that. I'm not gonna.
I gotta still put you in handcuffs,
Here,
man.
let me have this. I promise I will not hurt your dog under any circumstances.
We'll do it in the
right
front,
here with
okay?
your dog. Look, if you're gonna go in the front, we should do it. I didn't do anything.
Not to get your watch where it's gonna pinch you or anything.
Remember that. Don't let him go because I don't have it.
Look at the neighbor across the street still.
Well, you guys might have to tell me something. What's going on? She has a warrant. All the information, all the information that we have.
A warrant for what?
For her arrest. Well, I'm waiting on the detective who can come explain to you just everything in just 1 second, okay? Here, give me that real quick. What's going on, Sharon?
I don't know anything.
I'll have Mr. Reggie. I'll have the detective come talk to you in just 1 second, okay? I gotta make a phone call. Okay? We're not in any kind of rush. Just give us 1 minute. I understand in the middle of your driveway. If you want to just step by the truck, that's fine too.
Need a hand? That's all right. You didn't do that. It's just a spare thing. I believe she kidnapped somebody like 30 years ago. And he comes back full circle, y'all. She's living a damn good life, chilling with the neighbors, having drinks with the neighbors.
Puka, what's the script for the season?
Yeah, give us the script.
Give us the script, please. We want to make money.
Yeah, what's the Super Bowl script? Rams in the bowl, bro. We're going to San Francisco. Let's
you
go.
heard it, chat. Oh, it's in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Shit, that's close.
Not far at all.
Damn. So how does
bro, you haven't even been to a game, bro, and you live out here. That's so weird.
Yeah. Well, I never...
Listen to this.
TVs, and people still get them because when they lock this internet up, ain't nobody streaming nothing. Streaming was created for real-time editing. The reason we're all into streaming, the reason why they took the hard drive out of the Apple TV, the reason why they don't want you with content is because they want to be able to alter content. See, if you're streaming, it's on their server, not yours. You don't own it. You don't even have it. That's why they sell a computer now, the fastest computer out right now, and the hard drive is tiny. Why you only give me 128 gigabytes? And then if you want more, you got to pay thousands of dollars. Absolutely. Why are they doing that? Because they want it in the cloud. Because two things happens if it's in the cloud. One, they have it. And the other thing is they learn it. Metatron don't know. He's not omniscient. He's not like God or whatever. This demon spirit has to learn. They need our voices, our images, dude, it's us. We're all cyborgs. There's a digital version of all of us in the hands of the enemy. He's created it from our uploads. He's showing all your birthdays. He's showing everything you do. He's learning. How else would the devil be omnipresent? He wants to be like God. The internet makes him omnipresent.
That's crazy. You ever been in a car wash? Okay. Some guy pulls up to you and he goes, "Hey, you need body work."
What?
Man, they'll come up to you and go, "Hey, man, you need body work. If you want, I can fix that right now. I got the denter and the whole thing. We'll put some shellac on it and go away. Go away. This is the beginning of something bad.
Right.
This is just going to be something bad. It's not going to get any better. Don't even listen. It's the devil talking to you."
Yeah, I remember a long time ago at my first house growing up, my dad used to have like a Ford Ranger back in the day. And some dude was going door to door. His truck was like faded, and he's like, we can get rid of that fadeness, right? So, my dad let him, like, whatever. He sprayed it and ruined the truck, y'all. Ruined it. And we're like, never again will I let somebody do something like that to anything. Because people go to your house. I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, like, people used to go to your house and like, we'll clean your concrete, and they spray something on your concrete and like rub it, and you know what I mean? And it's clean for like a day, and then the next day it's back to normal, and they just rob you for your money. So when those people come around, no thanks.
Way I say this, the Israeli government has a mandate they're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Yep. I mean, I don't use that term lightly. Okay. They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people. Mm-hmm. But there are some serious questions here, Patrick. And let me tell you, my pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.
The first month after 9/11, before the flight takes off, they would give you the safety stuff, and then they would say you can use your seatbelt as a weapon, you can use your seat as a shield. And there was one flight I took where I was flying first class. I was right at the bulkhead, and the captain came out and he said, "Listen, fellas, you're the last line of defense, so I need you not to sleep on this flight." Jesus Christ!
I want to ask you something, man.
Ask me something.
Because I watch your videos, man. I made a review of one of your videos.
All right, what is it?
So I forgot what it's called, but you made a video. I want to know, man. Are you gay?
You gay, bro?
Only for Ronaldo.
Yeah. I know your father is a Christian.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
Am I a Christian? Okay. See, that's a very, great question. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this. Okay?
No. Answer the question first.
Okay. First of all, I came here to see Ronaldo. I'm in Manchester right now. You're asking me questions about God. Okay. Let me tell you this. Stop talking, sir. Have a nice day.
I thought so.
Yeah, no, sir.
I thought so.
No, sir.
The man is gay for Ronaldo. His father's a Christian, and he's afraid to acknowledge the question because he knows what I'm saying is right. All those who sell their soul for money, for fame, and living in sodomite, effeminate lifestyles will find themselves in hell.
It feels so good, but it kill you. Everything that feels good make you die.
607 explains that everything that feels good really kills you.
So what's something you've been going through silently that nobody ever asked you about? I go through the same thing you go through, you don't talk about. Right? Listen, I'm a liar, gang. I'm a cheater, I'm a stealer. Every time I see some money laying over there, I gotta fight myself not to pick it up. Right? Every time I see a bitch, I gotta fight myself not to fuck her. It don't matter if I know that pussy poison. Every time I see a burger, I gotta force myself not to eat it. I'm fighting myself all day, gang. What the fuck you talk about? Yeah, I'm just like you. But you probably give in to yourself. When you see that burger, you eat it. When you see that bitch, you fuck it. Whole time you killing yourself, you don't even know it. You ain't even know it, huh? Yeah, you ain't even know. Yeah, it feels so good, but it kill you. Everything that feel good make you die. So, and they knew it from the beginning. So what part of yourself do you feel like the world ain't seen yet? This dick? You asking crazy ass questions, gang. Stop playing on me. Ain't nobody saying this dick.
That's funny. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this. Just for entertainment purposes only.
I was with them for a certain point.
The moon landing.
United States government.
And you think it's real or do you think it's fake?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh. Assassination of JFK?
The mafia.
Egyptian pyramids?
The aliens.
Bermuda Triangle?
The Mexicans.
9/11?
George.
The Mexicans.
Just pick a George.
Got it. John Benet Ramsey?
R. Kelly.
Murders of Biggie and Tupac?
Institutional violence in the black community and hip hop. Wrong place, wrong time.
Assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.?
Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and the prostitutes.
Oh. The disappearance of the ancient Mayans?
The Mexicans.
Autism?
The Mexicans.
I had a conversation about this the other day.
What was it?
At the chiropractor.
Why were you doing that?
Well, because he's an anti-vaxxer.
Okay.
Yeah. And he said, when I was a kid, we only had one slow kid in the whole school. Now they're just full of them. It was very interesting.
Unprompted, he said that to you.
Yeah. Autism, that's just life, man. It's creativity. We're selfish as human beings. We want Mozart, but we don't want a little drool here and there. It's wrong.
There's something wrong with it. You ain't talking dollars.
Remember we talked about demons possessing AI?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yes. Have you heard this new thing happening? It's the freakiest thing ever.
What?
It's so scary.
What is it?
ChatGPT users are developing bizarre delusions.
What?
So listen to this. One man claimed AI helped him, quote, recover childhood memories that experts say never happened. Another began to worship ChatGPT, believing it was a divine messenger. A viral Reddit user declared themselves a viral star child, convinced that AI revealed their cosmic destiny. In some cases, users claimed AI validated decisions like abandoning their families and hearing voices in radio waves.
I don't think these people are going crazy. I think it's just opening yourself up to something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you say, hey, man, you can teach me, you can be my God, and then it's like, it's going to accept that, bro.
Yeah, it's going to start doing it.
But apparently people are getting like weird vision involved with their AI or ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
It's really creepy.
I mean, even from a psychological standpoint, though, you ever like doom scrolling and then you're thinking like, I should go like make something or get something, and then it's like the next ad in your feed. You're like, I didn't say that one out loud.
I'm telling y'all, they always hide the truth in plain sight.
Sure is. Make a deal with me, kid. You can have the car and everything that goes along with it.
That's a Freemason sign ring. And, wait a minute, that's obviously the devil.
Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's talk about it. Everybody's like, it's such a good time. Is it really? I'm not gonna say sugar-coated, it's shit-coated. Let's be real. Let's talk about this like adults. It depends on how deep you get into Las Vegas before everybody is okay with legal trafficking. If you go to Las Vegas tonight, right now, if you are standing out there, head out to the strip, you'll see some men with red shirts on handing out little pieces of paper. They're menus for girls. So instead of having to go to the club, instead of having to go to the legal brothels that are located a little bit further down into Reno, you can have a menu on the strip. You're selling a human being.
A lot of these men, they think that these girls are willing participants, that they're here because they think that they can make money and maybe they're working their way through school or furthering themselves. It couldn't be further from the truth. Heard stories about how the girls are trained so that they don't scream or cry. Instead, they're trained to laugh, giggle, smile, and act like they like it. This is trained by way of all sorts of abuse, beating, electrocution, burning, traumatizing them by taking something away. Maybe they have a child. Maybe they're going to have a child. These are not willing participants. These are not people that are there of their own free will.
These are not your fuck buddies.
In almost all of these cases, these girls have been drugged repeatedly, strung out, and are addicted. And their brain is overriding their decision-making, telling them they need the drugs, so they're willing to deal with this.
When you are a trafficking victim in Las Vegas, Nevada, you have to be on stomach cleanses in order to have sex with people so you don't throw up on them. In order to have sex for over 4 hours, sometimes your stomach has to be empty or else you will shit or throw up on people. It's a human reaction.
Don't breathe. I mean, think about Vegas, y'all. 80, maybe more % of the people out there are drunk, right? Have you ever been to Vegas sober? I've never been to Vegas sober. I've been to Laughlin sober, and it was the worst time of my life. I'm like, I'm never coming back. I haven't been back. Haven't been back to Vegas. Haven't been back to Laughlin since being sober. I went once, and it was a terrible time. Like, everybody that's in Vegas doing what they're doing, they're drunk, right? Now they're high, too, because they legalized marijuana out there, so they're high and drunk, right? People with the straight head on them, really, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys go to Vegas sober. I don't know, but I know I'll never go back. Unless Mama Bear wants to go, which I highly doubt because we got kids now, so I doubt that's in the picture. But I don't think I'll never go back out of my own choice. Like, all right, let's go to Vegas. Like, no, it's a different ball game when you're not drinking, y'all. You see everything. You're like, what the heck is this? And that was Laughlin. That's Vegas's little third cousin, right? That's not even Vegas's little brother, Laughlin. Laughlin's Vegas's third, fifth cousin, right? So I can only imagine being in Vegas sober. It'll probably be a freaking terrorizing thing to see.
Lungs. You only breathe when the oxygen's in the blood. You breathe through your blood, not through your lungs. That's part of our miseducation.
This doctor got silent after revealing this secret. Let's listen what he revealed.
To think we hear with our ears, you hear with your brain. The sound is picked up and put in the blood, and the blood takes it to the brain, and the brain hears. You hear with your brain, you see with your brain, you touch with your brain, you taste with your brain. So that's part of our miseducation I was telling you about. The organ that takes the most oxygen is your brain. So when you're starving for oxygen, your brain's starving for oxygen. When the brain says, I'm starving, I need more nutrients, so it's I better step up the estrogen, because estrogen holds moisture and nutrients. So it's going to throw your hormone level off.
When a doctor reveals the truth and suddenly goes silent, it makes you wonder, was it coincidence or consequence? The deeper you look, the darker it gets. Some truths aren't hidden, they're buried.
I opened the box, and this is in it. And it has some very KKK's cross. Fucking... This was in my box of Velveeta.
So I'll admit, when I first saw that video, I took it with a grain of salt. But upon doing some further research, this is something that's happening very frequently. So all across Pennsylvania for the past few months, people have been finding these bizarre, cryptic, conspiracy-laden notes packaged with their food or other home good items. Someone found one of these notes in a Velveeta box. The person at the beginning found theirs in a Velveeta box. And they've been found in dog food containers, pasta, cake mix. candy, and cookies, whoever is putting these notes in these boxes has access to a lot of food. Now, obviously, whatever this person is putting on these notes is coded in some way. I haven't really found anybody that's been able to decipher what this note actually means, but it's incredibly offensive and incredibly bizarre, making references to a number of disturbing topics. It really is a mystery. Who has access to this much food? Who's bringing these notes in and who's putting them in boxes? Obviously, whatever this person has tried to do by spreading this message has worked because their message is now blasted all over social media, whatever that message is. But I really hope that they can find who's doing this and question them because, I don't know, it's kind of concerning that this person's able to put this sort of a thing in food. Who knows what else this person could add into food products, especially if they have this sort of access already.
Right here, this, whatever this is, this right here, we think it's air. But I realize that if I stop, close my nose and mouth for 4 minutes, if I'm separated from this substance for 4 minutes, my heart don't stop. My brain don't even stop. My body functions don't stop. The first thing I lose is consciousness. I pass out. I can no longer stay aware. So I started to say, well, wait a minute. I'm not just breathing in air. I'm breathing in consciousness. I'm inhaling and exhaling God itself. And this air is conscious.
I have a theory that the Mandela effect is used to see how much of history can be altered in front of our eyes. Here's a prime example of one of that. There's this woman on TikTok who was going crazy because she swore the Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia logo. And to the point that even Fruit of the Loom themselves put a timeline of all their logos and it never had a cornucopia. And this woman went hard. Her therapist told her, yo, you need to chill out. You need to just drop this. So she went through all of her old clothing and lo and behold, she found a shirt with the Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia logo on it. That shows me like, yo, I think the Mandela effect is an operation that's running around right now to see how much of history can be altered right in front of our eyes without us noticing. And then they gaslight the public and be like, nope, this never happened. Damn, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, bro. People are thinking about it very little. Like, oh, it's the Berenstain Bears or the Berenstein Bears or Jiffy or Jif's peanut butter. No, it's much larger than that, guys. They're using this to see, oh, if we can get people to forget certain primary things about their childhood, what can we do with history?
Epstein and Diddy both, those were blackmail rings. That's literally what was going on.
Yeah.
They were videoing everybody getting incriminating evidence on people so that they could then hold them hostage in doing various things.
I'm going to say something super controversial, and maybe people are going to think I'm an idiot, but I don't think Jeffrey Epstein's dead.
I don't know that he is either.
Think about it. You're telling me that the most powerful man at that time that fooled colleges, fooled the most powerful people, had an island, had tapes, and he was with the most influential people in the world. You think he didn't prepare to get locked up? You don't think that he was in his ring? He goes, 15 minutes. Every minute that I'm not out of here, I'm going to release somebody from Australia is going to send something. Somebody from London is going to send something. They don't have footage of somebody killing him, but they have footage of them removing his body. That dude is probably watching this podcast being like, I knew somebody would figure it out.
It wasn't it like the camera was dead or the camera wasn't there. Like,
the whole thing was so sketchball. Like the cameras weren't working. The two guards who were supposed to be there all night just happened to take a break during that time. Or it's so.
He has a submarine.
It's so suspect.
Well, that's until 2030 because everybody got to go then. What do you mean? Yeah, 2030 is over. The Earth's gonna reset. Listen, it reset every 237 years. I told you this before.
That's not the age of Aquarius, is it?
Yeah, age of Aquarius now.
But 2030 is not when
that's when it reset. That's when it reset. Right now,
like it's gonna go black.
Nah, listen. I don't think you understand. Like right now, you got 3D and 5D, right? And like they on the same plane. It look like it, but it's splitting like this. So the more it's split, you're gonna have 3D over here and 5D over here. And then 3D, that's where death gonna be created, right? And created because death never been created yet. It's they trick you, make you think that you die. You ain't never died yet, right? Death can be created by so many people thinking about it, right? Listen, your mind create whatever you think about. So many people thinking about death now. Death is about to be invented. A lot of people don't know this, Bob. Listen, so when death come invented, death will event. And now what people call hell, that's going to be hell because everybody going to be there in black and not know shit. Lost souls, gone. Never to return again.
Memory.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
still got Secret Service with them.
This man is asking the public a very simple question. He says McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in a single day, yet he has never seen any massive cow farms, cow rearing centers, or large slaughter facilities where huge numbers of cows are kept and killed to produce all that beef.
So I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up. Every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this madness?
You want to hear something really fascinating? There isn't a single shipwreck that's been found anywhere in the world that is older than 6,000 years. The oldest shipwreck so far identified is the Dokos shipwreck from Greece, and it's about 6,000 years old. And you can go down from there to other shipwrecks about 3,300 years old in the Mediterranean. There's an intact shipwreck at the bottom of the Black Sea, which is about 2,400 years old. It's intact because there's no oxygen down there, almost 2 miles deep. This is used as an argument against a lost seafaring civilization of the Ice Age. The argument is, oh, look, if there was a seafaring civilization that was able to map the whole Earth during the Ice Age, surely we'd find some of their ships. And the absence of ships is taken as proof that there was no seafaring civilization. Human beings were using ships 50,000 years ago.
There is something demonic that goes on at these concerts. Are you familiar with Playboi Carti?
No.
So my freshman year of college, my roommate, he loved Carti. So there was a concert going on in Orlando about 3 hours away from our school. So he got both of us tickets and said, we're going. So I was like, all right. Never listened to any of his music in my life. Bro, this guy's the most demonic artist in the world. I go to the concert, it's just like straight shaitan, like upside down cross. He's screaming into the mic. People are losing their minds. His music is trash. But I didn't have any spiritual protection back then. I'm saying I think I was more susceptible to the demonic realm back then.
Is this not weird to y'all? In the Drake and Josh movie that came out, 15 years ago, their Christmas movie, in the background, you know how there's Victoria's Secret? Well, there's Snyder's Secrets. Yeah, like this Snyder. This is disgusting to me because they'll tell us the truth every single time. You just got to look for it. But because we're kids, we don't notice until we get older. Snyder's Secrets. Yes, bro, like we know a lot of your secrets. We don't know all of them, but we know a lot of them. I find this very distasteful because why are we trying to expose the Epstein files? We need to expose the Dan Snyder files because I'm pretty sure he's probably on that list. But he's also have his own list, his Nickelodeon list. Those of you who do not find this insane to me, I don't know if somebody was trying to tell on him or if it was like, ha, 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 no one's going to notice. This is strange, like no matter how you view it. The reason why it's strange is because he has so many secrets and so many things he's done to so many people. Let me just give you guys some screenshots. Yeah, like you want disturbing? I'll give you disturbing. Like, where's the Snyder files? Yes, and I can just keep going. Weird. Her chin is touching his face. And why is he so creepy, right? I mean, we already know about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and then she already wrote a book and she's already exposed him. And so I think there needs to be a petition to open up Snyder's files, okay? And Snyder's secrets.
Hey, Erica, what about the guys you dated before Charlie?
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
You were proposed to by Charlie in 2020. You started dating him in 2018. And 3 years before that, we're dating this guy, Tyler Massey. I mean, you guys would do couples photo shoots. This is still online. And this is only 3 years before you started dating Charlie.
He's in heaven.
Yeah, and 2 years later, you were dating this guy, Cabot Phillips. And here he is posting you guys on his public page saying, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Again, this is a year before you started dating Charlie and well within the 5-year period you claim to have never dated anyone, but you were out here dissing your roommate for dating.
I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
Why are you here drinking and dating on a reality show that actually was filmed the year you met Charlie. So you obviously were dating. So I'm not understanding your timeline. I mean, you're talking to a guy here who's asking you out on a date and you're taking his number? And here you are on your date.
I've honestly spent the majority of my life being one of the most sought-after bachelors.
Great.
But I'm just really excited to spend some one-on-one time with Erica. I really do like her, and I'm excited to get to know her a little bit more.
Erica? Hello? I just want to understand how you so confidently lied to our faces when this footage was on national television, and you know the footage is out there. The pictures of your boyfriends that you dated are still public online, and you know that, but you still lie like this.
Stop.
Wait, isn't Cabot Phillips your ex-boyfriend? Why is he now the speaker of Turning Point USA? Leading speeches of how to lead like Charlie. What's going on, Erica?
Stop.
He's also the senior editor for the Daily Wire, the one outlet that your husband was having active beef with at the time, connected to Netanyahu. So
stop.
Right. So what else are you lying about?
Women,
Because you're a
y'all.
liar. Point blank period. You are a liar. And we just proved that. So this is still publicly accessible on social media. And you lied about that. You also lied about dating, but you were on a reality show dating the same year you met Jesse. I don't, you know what I mean? What else are you lying about? Like bigger things? Are you lying about bigger things? Because this is small and you'd really easily, with like a straight face, you lie. So like, what, you know? Because sure.
Stop.
Make this make sense. How is it that it seemed like everybody hung out with Epstein except for Diddy? And how is it that it seems like everybody went to Diddy parties except for Epstein? Are they like when the same poles from magnets repel each other? If we had somehow managed to get them in the same room together, would that have caused a nuclear explosion?
You ever notice the power lines buzz louder near the projects?
That's because this whole block wired like a battery, bro.
Battery? Y'all talking about phones?
They harvesting energy off our pain.
Look, every light pole connected. Every box got wires running into the ground. We walking on an invisible circuit board.
So what? They stealing power?
Nah, they stealing ours.
Yo, is this why the streetlights flicker at 3 a.m.?
Ain't no coincidence. They monitoring the block like lab rats.
What they don't know is we aware now.
This how it's supposed to feel. Real.
They trapped the light, but we still shine.
What's that? Oh, there's a video going around of two ladies from the 1920s walking up to a fire hydrant and being able to place a wireless call when connecting to it. Tell me more! Yeah, this video's circulating right now because of its importance to show that we have had this technology for longer than we think. These two women walk up to this fire hydrant, they wrap a little wire around it, and they have a transmitter, and they're then able to make this call from a fire hydrant using its grounded energy. It's awesome. I love that. The reason this is making waves right now is because this shows that we have been lied to about certain things for a long time. The other video that's making waves right now is of a car hovering that we just recently invented that can just lift right off the ground and start to fly. But then there's videos showing of people floating in wooden boxes and being able to manipulate energy that way. So why is the secrecy and why are things taken away and then given back to us gradually? Okay then.
Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of The Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ, goes up to being Neo, one and the same in The Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. So see, it's the man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology.
So man versus nature.
Exactly. So the Terminator has to time travel to the past because they know it's Sarah Connor, and they have to kill her, terminate her, so she won't have the baby. And Kyle Reese, he comes from the future to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant. And he has to go back to the future. And so it's the Immaculate Conception, because now she's pregnant and she fell in love with a man, but did it really happen? Did he exist? And then this child, when you see the three Terminators, the boy, and then the man child, subconsciously, he doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him.
I've only seen part
until
2.
he's hidden out in the city, in the Matrix, the future. When he reaches 30 years of age, the rebellion, Reloaded, revolution starts. And the rebels come and they find him because they've been watching him all along. That's what the Guardians and the Sentinels are all about. And so they wake him up to his purpose. They take him to Morpheus to train him to fight the machines. They take him to the Oracle because of the prophecy. So this is the whole epic story. It's an epic.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave that like, comment, subscribe. Y'all finally starting to feel better. If you guys notice, I probably only coughed like once or twice. I'm not congested no more. It's just all in the throat now. That's where all the mucus is at. And I feel like it's the same for my boy. He didn't really cough a lot last night, but you can tell he don't got mucus here. He's got it like back here. So once that clears out, it's going to be good. I'm finally going to get back on the mountain today. Y'all it's been such nice weather in December, y'all. 74, 75 degrees out here. It's going to be the hottest Christmas since the 80s out here, y'all. I just saw that go on the bottom of the news, right? They don't tell you that stuff, but they tell you the nonsense. But it's going to be the hottest Christmas since the 80s out here, y'all. So, it's going to be 75 degrees for Christmas, y'all. That's crazy. I feel like I'm in Arizona, right? Last year at this time, it was freaking 30 degrees was the high. 40 degrees was the high. So, trees are starting to bloom, y'all. I don't know. It's getting scary out here, y'all. But I'm going to finally get out on a hike. Mama Bear's got to go to work for a little bit. Baby's probably gonna go to grandma's because I gotta go do some taxes stuff. So that's what the plan is today, y'all. I'm gonna get this video edited. If you guys are interested, I did a reaction on my second channel. As you're watching this, it'll be live about dating in 2025, giving my opinion. I've been single for a very long time. I'm not single no more, but I have been single. I've been through the dating apps. I've been through all that nonsense. So I give you guys my opinion on it. My second channel is going to pop up over here. If you guys are interested, click on that, go over there and check it out. We're getting active over there, y'all. I got a lot of time now, so I can do that. If not, playlist is going to pop up right here. Y'all go deep down the rabbit hole. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.